Welcome everyone. Today we have our year one, quarter two free American English lessons with Maestro Sersea online webinar, meeting, and online chat. Okay, so this is our second in a series of meetings. We usually meet once a quarter to discuss what our class is all about. And we also have an activity to practice English. Okay, so let's go to the meeting agenda. Today's meeting agenda, today is Sunday, the 25th of April, 2021. Obviously, we have welcome at the beginning. Welcome, everyone. Introduction to free American English lessons with Maestro Sersea. So I'm going to introduce the class to you a little bit. Then we're going to talk about quarter one, what it included. And we'll talk about quarter two, what it includes. And also, we have some great news. In the past, we had quarter exams that were $1 each. And now all the quarter exams are free. So not only can you take the exam for free, but if you include your email, you can get a certificate as well. So there are 4 quarter exams each quarter for each of the 4 lessons. And you can take them when you get to week 13 for quarter one, you'll be able to take this quarter exam. All right. And then we'll have an activity called self-introductions. And this one will be a little bit more in-depth. I shared a video of this activity, and we will practice some English together. Okay, great. So let's move on. All right. So what is this class? This class was created by me, Maestro Sersea. It's my nickname. My real name is Johan Elvis Sersea. Oh, you can't hear. You might want to turn on your microphone. Your speakers, sorry. You might want to turn on your speakers. My microphone here shows well. Okay, thank you, Willie. Thank you. So Willie can hear. Daniela, you might want to turn on your speakers to hear, or leave and then come right back. Maybe that will fix the problem. Okay. So this is part of eLearning USA. If you want to visit eLearning USA, you can visit our Facebook page. It's facebook.com eLearning USA. And you can also visit our YouTube channel with over 400 videos at youtube.com Maestro Sersea. So what is this class all about? You first receive 5 introductory lessons to build up your skills. Then we do 4 lessons per week and 1 newsletter each Sunday. Now, the newsletter includes lessons as well. Okay. The class is organized into quarters. And there are 13 weeks per quarter. Okay. So each year has 4 quarters. Okay. The assessments, there are 4 review exams, including a printable certificate that you can get every 13 weeks. So there are 4 quarters per year. Quarter 1 is weeks 1 through 13. Quarter 2 are weeks 14 through 26. Quarter 3 are weeks 27 through 39. Daniela, it might be your internet. It might be your internet. If you have slow internet, that might be a problem. But don't worry, I'm going to share with you the recording video So you can watch the video and it won't interrupt. I guarantee it. So quarter 3 has weeks 27 through 39. And quarter 4 has weeks 40 through 52. So as you can see, there are 4 quarters per year. How many years is this class? Well, again, we start really easy. We start at the beginning level, and it moves on to the intermediate level. It moves on to the advanced level. So I've created an outline of assignments for 5 years. So do I have all the assignments yet on the internet? No, I'm still working on them. But we are planning for a 5-year class. Okay, 5-year class. Now, how do this class is obviously free. Welcome, Nelson. Welcome. Welcome, Willie. Welcome, Daniela. So obviously this class is free. Now, how do you get kicked out of the class? How do you get dropped from the class? Students are dropped if they don't open the lessons within a month. So if they're not active, or if students are disrespectful. And there are many ways to be disrespectful. You know, I've unfortunately dealt with some students who didn't care about the class, didn't care about learning English. They wanted me to send them money. They wanted me to send them a visa to the United States of America. They complained a lot, but weren't very helpful, weren't very positive. And those students get dropped, okay? Because I have thousands and thousands of students here for this class, and that takes too much of my time. So I'd rather work with students who are willing, able, and ready to learn. All right. Next. Okay. So this is 5 years of English, American English lessons. Now, I've made a few changes since our last meeting. So here is the outline with the new changes. So year 1, we have Dolch and Fry words for vocabulary. There are nearly 100 American English dialogues that we read and pronounce and discuss and work on. There are pronunciation lessons, and there are 52 Voice of America beginning English lessons. Year 2, we have vocabulary, Fry words, and Voice of America special words. And then we watch news videos, and we learn about news vocabulary and news literacy. We learn about how to read articles, news articles, how to watch news videos. There are 30 Voice of America intermediate English lessons. Notice last year, the first year was beginning English lessons. Then we have intermediate English lessons. We will read and discuss American holidays and celebrations articles. And we will read a book called Interviews with American Teenagers, where not only do we improve our reading comprehension, but we also learn about the lives of American teens. Okay, so that's year 2. Year 3, we cover all of Voice of America word book vocabulary. That's over 1,000, something like 1,600 words. That's a lot of vocabulary that we're going to work on. And we then have American short story videos where we read adapted short stories in American English and watch them and discuss them. Then we start with everyday grammar videos, and then we start with reading news articles. First, low level, easy to read, but they gradually get longer and more difficult to read. Year 4, is learn English vocabulary with videos. So you improve your English vocabulary. You continue to improve your English vocabulary, but this one is with videos. And you will learn about America's presidents, biographies of the presidents of the United States, what made them popular, and what did they do to improve America. Then we continue with everyday grammar lessons, and we actually read American short stories and listen to them. So they're not adapted anymore. They are actual text. Okay, finally, for year 5, we do American English idioms. We're developing writing. We're going to work on a textbook called Developing Writing. So this is new. And we also read some articles about the United States. So we learn about the United States. We continue with everyday grammar. And we actually read actual pieces of literature, including essays, a novel, plays, and poetry. So we read and discuss literature for year 5. So this is what our class entails. Okay. Now, quarter 1 had 5 introductory lessons. We had 4 lessons per week. We have 1 newsletter every Sunday with various mini lessons and learning activities. And it's organized in quarters. There are 13 weeks per quarter, 4 review tests on week 13 with 4 review exams on week 13 for those who wish to get a certificate. Now, lesson 1 includes Dulce words vocabulary levels pre-kindergarten to grade 1. Okay, so pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, and grade 1. Lesson 2 includes 39 American English conversation topics. And lesson 3 includes 39 American English dialogues. And week 4 includes 13 Voice of America beginning English lessons. Okay. Now, quarter 2 is weeks 14 through 26 of this first year. Okay. So we have 4 lessons per week. We have 1 newsletter with various mini lessons and learning activities each Sunday. It's organized in quarters. So there are 13 weeks per quarter. There are 4 review tests on week 13. Well, actually, week 26. This is a mistake. Week 26, with 4 review exams on week 26 again for those who wish to get a certificate. And lesson 1 includes Dulce words vocabulary, grades 1 through 3. So notice we went from pre-kindergarten to grade 1 in quarter 1. But for quarter 2, we have grades 1 through 3. So we are advancing. Our vocabulary is definitely getting more difficult. And we start with Dulce words, Dulce nouns, 1. There are, I believe, 7 different Dulce nouns lessons. Lesson 2 includes 27 American English conversation topics. And yes, we are beginning American phonics lessons towards the end. So beginning with week 22, we do American phonics lessons. There are 30 total American phonics lessons for this year. Okay. For lesson 3, we have 31 American English dialogues. And for lesson 4, during weeks 14 through 26, we have 13 Voice of America beginning English lessons. Okay, great. So that was the overview for quarter 2. Any questions? Any questions? Daniela, Nelson, Willie, do you have any questions about this quarter, about quarter two? Okay, not so far. Good. Okay, I'm glad you understand. All right, so I shared a video with you earlier, and now we get to practice. Okay, so you can practice with me. You can type in the chat box your answers, okay, and I'll read them out loud. All right, so the first part, we're going to talk about introducing ourselves. Okay, so when we introduce ourselves, we usually talk about where we were born. So I was born in. So when you say where you were born, you include the city or town, if it's smaller than a city, and the country. Okay. So for example, I was born in Bucharest, Romania. Okay. So that's an example. Willie, you want to write your answer down in the chat box? Okay, so I was born in. Nelson, you can write your answer. Daniela, you can write your answer. Remember to include city, town, and country. Okay, city, town, and country. Okay, so Willie says, I was born in León, Nicaragua. Wow, okay, that's nice. Nicaragua. That's Central America. Great. We have many people in Los Angeles from Nicaragua. Great. Nelson, you want to write your answer? Where were you born? Daniela, you want to write your answer? Where were you born? Okay, very good. So Daniela says, I was born in Livno, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Okay, so you were born in Livno, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Daniela. How about you, Willie? Oh, you already shared, Willie. Nelson, I don't see Nelson. Maybe he can't hear us. Nelson, you want to write where you were born? I'll give you a few seconds. If not, we'll move on to the next question. Oh, you don't hear me again, Daniela. Sorry about that. It must be your internet, because if the internet isn't very fast, it gets interrupted. Okay, so Nelson, you say you were born in Venezuela, but where in Venezuela? What town? What city? So don't just say the country. It's too general. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde en Venezuela? Where in Venezuela? Don't worry, Daniela. I will share the video with you so you can watch the whole video. It'll be smooth video so you can see it better. Okay, so Nelson, can you tell us what town in Venezuela you were born in? What town or what city? Aha, okay. So I was born in Maracaibo, Zulia State in Venezuela. Okay, wonderful. Or you can just say, I was born in Maracaibo, Venezuela. Okay, wonderful. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have? Okay, so let's do, did we do we didn't do our name yet. So my name is, hello everyone, my name is, you include your first name, your middle name, and your last name or family name. Okay, so example, hello everyone, my name is Juan Elvis Sersea. Why don't you introduce yourself? Daniela, Nelson, Willie. Okay, my name is Daniela Rosick. Very good. So you shared your first name and last name. Very good. Nelson, my name is Nelson Jose Villasmil. Okay, so you shared your first name, middle name, and last name. Very good. Willie, hello, friends. My name is Wilbur Alberto Salazar. Okay, so Wilbur is your first name, Alberto is your middle name, Salazar is your last name. Great. Daniela, you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the game. Hold on just a second. We're going to get there. Okay. I now live in city, town, and state. So Daniela is response is I now live in Belgrade, Serbia. Belgrade, Serbia. I hear Belgrade is a beautiful town. I haven't visited it. I was born and raised in Bucharest, Romania, but I left Bucharest many years ago in 1983. Okay, so Nelson says, I now live in Maracaibo, Zulia, Venezuela. Very good. And Willie, I now live in León, Nicaragua. So Willie, you haven't moved from your birth place. You're still in the same place that you were born. And Nelson, you're still in the same place where you were born. So you haven't moved. That's great. So my answer is I now live in Aliso Viejo, California, United States of America. So Aliso Viejo is south of Los Angeles and north of San Diego. So I'm almost in the middle of Los Angeles and San Diego, California. All right, let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, the next question is I live with. So you say, I now live with my. All right, so who do you live with? You could say, I live with my family if you don't want to be specific, but you could include, I live with my husband, I live with my wife, I live with my son, I live with my daughter, I live with my cousin, I live with my uncle, aunt, grandfather. Now, aunt, some people on the West Coast say aunt. On the East Coast, many say aunt. So there are two pronunciations for aunt. Grandmother, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, nephew, niece, friend, roommate, pet. So my example is I now live with my wife, my son, and my pet. And that's my pet is a dog. Okay. Nelson says, I live with my wife and our 3 daughters, and Zasha is our pet. Wonderful. Willie, I live with my mother, my daughter, and my dog. Wonderful. So how about you, Daniela? Who do you live with? Daniela? Okay, so I see both Nelson and Willie have dogs. I have a dog as well. My dog is a poodle, and we have to cut her hair because she looks like a sheep. She looks a little bit like a sheep. She's got long hair. Oh, and Daniela answered, I live alone. Okay, all right. No pets for you, Daniela? No cats, no dogs, no animals? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. Okay, so Nelson has a little dog. Okay, great. Let's see here. Okay, we have that. The next question. I am un, or I work as un. So in America, you are who you work, who you are your job in a way. So if you work as a doctor, you are a doctor. If you work as a teacher, you are a teacher. Okay? So you say I am or un. name of the job position, or I work as a or an, name of your job position. Or if you don't work, you say, I don't currently work. Or if you don't work and you're a student, and all of you are students, you could say, I'm a public school teacher, or I work as a public school teacher. Okay, so let's see here. Daniela says, I'm a secretary, but I was working as a pastry cook for a long time. Wow, that's great. I love pastries. I love eating pastries. That is delicious stuff. Baking, baking is fun. And let's see, Nelson works as a professional in the petroleum industrial area with more than 30 years in metalworking and in the provision of services and petroleum products. Wow, that sounds pretty important. I know Venezuela has huge petroleum deposits, and you're probably very, very busy. Willie works as a quality analyst in a call center. So, Willie, as a quality analyst, do you actually correct the other call center employees? Do you train them? Do you help them? Okay, so Daniela, you're currently a student. You study English. So there you go, Daniela. Okay, you do have a job. All right. Good. So I personally am a public school teacher. I work as a public school teacher. I currently have 2 teaching jobs. During the day, I teach for a high school. I teach literacy. I help students improve their reading and writing. Believe it or not, many high school students in the United States don't read at their grade levels. So I help them improve their reading level, accelerate their reading level. At night, I teach English learners. So I teach adults like you who came to the United States, who came to California and are learning English. So I teach adults at night. Daniela, you lost your job because of Corona pandemic. I hear you. Many people here in the United States have lost their jobs, especially in restaurants. A lot of people who work in restaurants here in the United States have lost their jobs. Many businesses closed, many restaurants closed because here we have very strict rules, especially in California, and many stores and restaurants haven't opened for many months. They're opening now, but it's a little too late. Okay, so Willie says, through call monitoring, I gather information to help my agents to improve their performance in the call center. Yeah, that's great. That's great, Willie. Yes, in the call center, the tone of voice, the way you communicate is very important. If somebody calls me and they're trying to sell me something and they're not nice, I don't even listen to them. I slam the phone on them. Daniela, good luck looking for a new job. I hope that now with people starting to get the vaccinations, I hope things are getting better in Serbia. Okay. I hope you find a job soon. All right. So again, this was our job, our career one. Let's see. So we had that. Now let's talk about our hobbies, what we like to do. So you can say, I enjoy, or my hobbies are. Okay, and here are a few hobbies: cooking, eating, exercising, watching movies, listening to music, dancing, traveling, driving, singing, learning English, swimming, hiking, reading, writing, playing board games, browsing the internet, gardening, sports. You can even say baking, Daniela, because you worked in the field. So think of several hobbies that are really important to you. Here's an example. I enjoy eating international food, watching movies, and listening to music. Okay. So, yes. So that's my example. Let's see what Nelson says. Nelson says, I enjoy fishing in the lake near my house. Oh, you are lucky. Walking with friends in the park early in the morning, and reading books about qualities, Six Sigma, and clean manufacturing. Wonderful. Wonderful. That sounds very interesting. You have some interesting hobbies, Nelson. Well done. Well done. Okay, so how about you, Nelson? Oh, you already gave us the answer. How about you, Willie? How about you, Daniela? You want to share about your hobbies? Which hobbies do you have? Okay, listening to music. Great. So Daniela says, I enjoy exercising, listening to music, and traveling. I enjoy exercising, listening to music, and traveling. Very good. Okay, that's great. Willie likes to cook, watch TV shows, videos on the internet, listening to music, and reading poetry. Okay, Daniela also likes to learn English and cooking. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, I also like driving close to the ocean. I have a two-seater old car that you can take the top off, a roadster, and I like driving along the ocean on the. There's a famous a road called Pacific Coast Highway. I like driving on that. Daniela, I see you also like painting and browsing the internet. Yes. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that teach you how to paint, Daniela. There are some really good videos that teach you how to paint. You should check those out. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you all for sharing. This is great. And we have one more slide here. Why is learning English important to you? Okay, so learning English is important to me because. Learning English is important to me because. So you could say, I need it for school. I need it for my job. I need it to communicate with others. I needed to communicate with my family. I needed to survive. So if you say I needed to survive, it's because in your country, people speak English and you need to survive. So if you ever live in a English-speaking country, you would need English to survive because everything that you do depends on your knowledge of English. So why is learning English important to you? Why don't you answer this question for me? So is learning English important to you because you love English? Is learning English important to you because you need it for your job? Is learning English important to you because you love English? Why is learning English important to you? And I know, Daniela, in Europe, most people communicate in 2 or 3 languages, right? They either speak English, or they speak French, or they speak German, right? So again, why is learning English important to you? So I'm going to type in here. Okay, answer this. Why is learning English important to you? Okay. So Willie says, learning English is important to me because I really like this language. I am fascinated with it. I also need this language because I want to get a better job. Very good. Nelson tells us, learning English is important to me because where I usually work are American companies, and the English language is very useful. It is not enough to read and write in English. Also, we need to speak and understand the people who speak in English to us. So it's a must to learn English. Nelson, it sounds like you really need to learn English because of your job. Your job requires proficiency in English. So the more proficient you are in the English language, the better you can communicate with English learners. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I know Daniela has been having some trouble hearing our conversation because of internet troubles. But Daniela, maybe you can answer, if you can hear me. Why is learning English important to you? Why is learning English important to you? Okay. So again, English is a universal language. If you travel, if you enjoy traveling, chances are people can speak English. Spanish is pretty popular as well, obviously. But not everybody speaks, most people don't speak Spanish. Unless you're in South America or Central America, then you have more people speaking Spanish. Let's see, Daniela is telling us that learning English, she says, learning English is important to me because I need it for my job and I need it to communicate with others. Very good. Very good, Daniela. Thank you for sharing with us. Wonderful. Wonderful. So this was a review of our presentation. So you've answered each of these questions one-on-one, one by one, but try to initiate conversations where you ask people questions like, what is your name? And then you say, my name is, okay. And then you can ask the question, where were you born? I was born in, and then you share about yourself. Where do you now live? And then you answer, I now live in, and you share the place where you live. And then you can ask the question, who do you live with? And you can say, I live with, and then you share the answer that you shared before. You could ask the question, what is your job? Or what are you? What career do you have? Or what is your job? And then you answer, I am a, or I am an, or I work as a, or I work as an. Okay. So again, for that you would have the question, what is your job, or what's your career? And then you can answer. And then you can ask the question, what do you enjoy, or what are your hobbies? What are your hobbies? And then you answer, my hobbies are, and you share 2 or 3 hobbies that you really enjoy. And finally, you could ask the question, Why is learning English important to you? Why is learning English important to you? And then you could say, learning English is important to me because, and then you answer. Okay? So it's that simple. I made a video of this and I shared it in the past, newsletters. So you can, in the newsletter, I believe number 15. So you can watch that. Okay. And we're going to, I'm going to put up a recording of this so you can review what we learned here today. Okay. So this is great. Thank you very much, Daniela. Thank you very much, Nelson. Thank you very much, Willie. I appreciate you participating. And I think, Nelson, you sent me an email about the assessment for week 13, the exam. I fixed that. So now you can actually take that exam and get your certificate. So again, going back to our news, from now on, all quarter exams are now absolutely free and include certificates. Okay. So you will be able to, for week 13, you'll be able to get certificates for each of your 4 exams. And then, when we have week 26, you're going to have exams again, and you can get more certificates then. Okay. So, and then week 39, and then week 52, and then year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Okay. It's been a pleasure working with all of you today. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Willie. I really appreciate it. We're going to have another activity probably next month, maybe in May. We'll do something in May. I will let you know ahead of time in the newsletter, the Sunday newsletter. I'll let you know a week in advance, but we'll do another conversation practice video discussion in May of this year. Okay, so in about a month, we'll do another chat. Thank you so much, Willie. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Daniela. I appreciate you being here. And thank you, Nelson, Willie, and Daniela for being our students for today. I hope to see you again. I hope to see you again next month when we do our presentation then. Okay, we'll have another conversation exercise in about a month. So I'm going to stop the recording now, and I wish you all the best.